And I'm Akira.
And you're watching
Dante's Boxing Nation.
I take all comers. I don't duck any man. All comers. Come one, come all. Because nobody can get close to me. They're not even close. I'm the best fighter in the world.
Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? Well, it's 2021 now, and unfortunately for Canelo, the Charlo problem just will not go away. The more Canelo avoids him, the more people are starting to speak out. And when I say people, I'm not just talking about people on the internet. I'm talking about professional boxers, people that have no type of personal agenda. We've heard Marcos Maidana say it. We've heard Oscar De La Hoya say it. And we've heard Bernard Hopkins say it on many occasions. But now, Bernard Hopkins has gone from saying he wants to see that fight, because that's what he was saying when Canelo was with Golden Boy. But now Bernard has gotten to the point to where he's saying no other fight matters for Canelo. The Charlo fight is the only fight that matters. Let me quote him exactly. Bernard says, "I want the fight right now. Nothing else matters. I wanted that fight before Golden Boy split. I want the fight now, or I want that fight in the next year and a half or earlier." He goes on to compare that fight to Sugar Ray Leonard versus Roberto Duran, basically implying that's when Canelo is going to be in a real fight. Bernard Hopkins had completely dismissed the Caleb Smith fight. He said the same thing Demetrius Andrade said when Andrade was there for DAZN calling the fight, or at least working as a special guest color analyst. And many other boxers came out and said Caleb Smith didn't come to fight. So you have to ask yourself the question, why is it when it comes to Charlo only, you have Canelo Alvarez's own trainer praising Charlo more than any opponent that Canelo has ever faced? Reynoso, he said that Charlo has a lot of good qualities. He's spectacular, tall for the division, strong, and has good boxing skills. Guys, have you ever heard Canelo's trainer call one of Canelo's opponents spectacular? And the answer is no. Now, before Bernard Hopkins said that Canelo Alvarez needs to fight Charlo, no other fight matters, about a year ago when Canelo was still with Golden Boy, Bernard, he had said then, he said, if Canelo wants to be considered a Mexican great, he's going to have to fight Charlo. Oscar De La Hoya said, if Canelo wants to be considered one of the greats, he's going to have to fight the likes of a Charlo and a Demetrius Andrade. Notice these guys, they never said, if Canelo wants to be considered great, he's going to have to beat the likes of a Caleb Smith, an Avni Yildirim, B.J. Saunders, or Caleb Plant. They've never said that before, have they? And this is the reason why Canelo Alvarez is the pound-for-pound king of Europe. You know, I keep telling you guys, it doesn't really matter who calls Canelo Alvarez pound for pound. I mean, you guys can call whoever you want pound for pound. You could say Oscar Valdez is pound for pound if that makes you feel better. But the reality is, we're all watching with our own eyes what Canelo Alvarez is doing, who he's fighting. So even if you wanted to say that he really is pound for pound the best fighter in the world, then you would have to admit he's the only pound for pound king in boxing history that is only fighting European fighters. No Mexican fighters, no black fighters, only European fighters. Until that changes, that is the reality today. Now, sure, he fought some black guys in the past, he fought some Mexicans in the past, but we're talking about what Canelo Alvarez is doing today. I mean, if a boxer wins a gold medal in the Olympics, he can't come back to the Olympics and decide who he wants to fight in the bracket and who he doesn't want to fight and justify it by saying, hey, well, I fought everyone 4 years ago in the Olympics. It doesn't work that way. A Super Bowl team can't pick who they want to play against and who they want to avoid just because they won the Super Bowl last season. Same thing applies here. If you're not fighting undefeated black and Mexican fighters today, it doesn't matter if you fought them 2 or 3 years ago. Can you guys think of anyone right now that's considered on the pound for pound list, or not even on a pound for pound list, just top names in the sport of boxing, Can you guys think of any fighter today that has requested to fight a guy that has just came off of a loss? Can you think of anyone? Only the person that old media, some of you decals, are calling the best fighter in the world. He's the only fighter that is requesting to fight a guy that just came off of a loss, Avni Yildirim. So once again, whoever wants to call him pound for pound, knock yourself out. Something else I noticed. Have you guys noticed? I haven't heard one single Canelo Alvarez fan say, "Who has Avni Yildirim fought?" This is a bum that doesn't even deserve to be fighting Canelo Alvarez. You notice they don't say that? In fact, they will do the complete opposite. They'll actually try to justify why Avni Yildirim deserves to fight Canelo Alvarez. And this clearly proves that these fans, they knew all along how dangerous, how spectacular, how much of a threat Charlo and Demetrius Andrade are to Canelo Alvarez. But instead of just giving him the credit that he deserves, they'll try to downplay it, but all they're doing is making Canelo look worse. You're not going to be able to justify, if you don't fight these type of guys, you're not going to be able to justify avoiding all of the toughest competition by saying, "Oh, they didn't deserve to fight me." When you got 60 fights, and out of the 60 fights, probably 50 or 55 of them didn't deserve to be in a ring with you. And when I say 60 fights, I'm obviously talking about in the near future. But you're going to say these two in particular, they didn't deserve it? It's not going to add up, and it's going to make Canelo look horrible if he doesn't fight these guys, especially with professional fighters like Hopkins, De La Hoya, and others pushing Canelo to do the right thing. Canelo is only going to fight an Andrade or Charlo if he is completely forced to do so. You know, the only reason why Canelo even fought Austin Trout years and years and years ago is because Team Mayweather, they forced him to fight Trout because they said, "You have to fight a name opponent so we can promote our fight," which obviously makes sense. But Canelo didn't call out Trout. Canelo wasn't looking for smoke. So after the Trout fight, Canelo, he loses to Floyd Mayweather. And that is the last time we've seen Canelo Alvarez in the ring with an undefeated Black American fighter. Andrade and Charlo have been chasing Canelo Alvarez for 6 years in damn near 3 weight classes. But pressure busts pipes, guys. The walls are closing in, especially with fighters like Bernard Hopkins saying no other fight matters. We'll find out in the next year or so if Canelo really wants to be a pound-for-pound king, a real pound-for-pound king. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one. Fellas, I've got some great news for you. If you've lost your hair or have a receding hairline, the time has come when you can finally get your hairline back through a process called scalp micropigmentation. So here's how it works. It's a hair tattoo that replicates the look of your hair follicles when you have fully shaved it down. Make sure you go ahead and contact my man Scalp Carolinas on Instagram. Listen, I'm telling you guys right now, in the world that we live in today, one of the most important things in life to have is a good lawyer. And I can vouch for this one right here, because this brother is my personal lawyer. So if you need any type of legal representation, if you need legal advice, if you're having problems on YouTube, on your regular job, or whatever it is, contact lawyer, mediator, and business consultant Issa Israel's law firm. I've been knowing this man for a while, and he has been a true blessing to me. I'm telling you, he's affordable, he will work with you, but most importantly, he's not gonna just treat you like a customer. He will have your best interest. So to get in contact with him, go to iilawfirm.com or consultsglobal.com. All right, now check this out, guys. If you're looking to repair eczema scars, burns and bruises, dark spots and blemishes, then this right here is the perfect product for you guys. It's called Elo Deki Face and Body Oil. Athletes and top-ranking boxers, they're also using it after training to reduce swelling, inflammation, and to ease the pain. So get yours today. Go to elodeki.com, like them on Facebook, and follow them on Instagram.